And we have breaking news from federal court here in Washington, where the prosecution has rested its case against Stewart Rhodes and other members of the Oath Keepers militia group who were charged with seditious conspiracy after the January 6th attack on the Capitol. NBC News Justice reporter Ryan Riley is outside the court. What's the latest? Is this a surprising, quick rest of the prosecution case?
Well, I think what's a little bit surprising is that they didn't call any of the cooperators who actually pleaded guilty to seditious conspiracy. Now, that could speak to the confidence that prosecutors have in the case, but they did have these three individuals who admitted that they were part of a seditious conspiracy plot who were available to testify, who they did not end up calling. Who they did end up calling were other Oath Keepers who entered the Capitol and pleaded guilty to lesser charges, one of whom said that he was ready to die to help keep Trump in office, another of whom admitted that he was a traitor. But they didn't have someone who actually pleaded guilty specifically to the charge of seditious conspiracy. Now, that would have been of somewhat value to the government, but on the other hand, they can also use the fact of what the other defendants pleaded guilty to as part of this case. They can't actually explicitly argue that because someone pleaded guilty to seditious conspiracy, that means that these defendants are guilty of that same crime. So there's a little bit of limited value there. They also might have been a little bit worried about what could have come up on cross about pre-planning, because there wasn't a lot of evidence of a pre-planned attack to actually formed plan to actually enter into the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. What prosecutors say is this is more about stopping the peaceful transfer of power through any means, but there hasn't been a ton of evidence about an explicit plan to actually forcibly enter the U.S. Capitol on January 6th that we saw from the prosecution during their case, Andrea.